Hello, everyone, and welcome back to another episode of the Tickets Towards Success podcast. I'm your host, Tucker Nanakov, and want to thank you so much for joining me today here on the Tickets Towards Success podcast. We talk about health, fitness, finance, and the mindset needed to thrive in all areas of life. In today's episode, we're exploring a feeling that many of us know too well, and that is being stuck in a rut. The feeling of being stuck when it comes to life. So maybe you feel like you're just going through the motions, uninspired, unmotivated, undisciplined, or unsure of what is to come in your life. It's frustrating, it's confusing, and it's easy to feel alone in that mindset, in that space. Truth is, though, you're not. And that rut might be the beginning of your next breakthrough if you know how to use it to get to that point. Today, we are going to talk about the psychology behind feeling stuck and why it's more important or more common than you think, how to reframe your mindset to escape that feeling. I'm going to give you some actionable steps to reconnect with your purpose. And I'm also going to share my personal experience with this and how I've been able to overcome it multiple times. We're also going to discuss some tools, questions, and strategies that should be able to help you move forward and get out of this feeling of being stuck. Just as a quick reminder, if you do enjoy today's episode, please subscribe, leave a review. Let me know what you thought of this episode down in the comments. And please share this with someone that might benefit from these insights, whether it's this episode or past episodes. I would greatly appreciate it if you did that. And with that being said, let's jump into the episode today. So first, we need to understand the rut, right? That feeling. Why do we feel stuck? We have to start by acknowledging something that most people don't talk about. Feeling lost or stuck is part of the human experience. In fact, psychology tells us that the rut often happens when our daily actions are no longer aligned with our values or goals, or we do not have values or goals. So you might be busy, but that doesn't mean that you're fulfilled or the work that you're doing is fulfilling and purposeful. You might be productive, but productive doesn't mean purposeful. So according to Dr. Susan David, who is a psychologist at Harvard Medicine School, when we don't process our emotions and align our goals with our values, we fall into what she calls emotional rigidity. This is where we react rather than respond, drift rather than direct. And I've talked about this in a previous episode. I've given this example, but there is a book. It's called BE 2.0. It's by Jim Collins. In the book, Collins talks about how important a vision is for your life. Actually, he talks about it for business, but he also talks about it, a vision for your life. Whether that's in business or in life, vision guides strategy. Emotions do not guide strategy. So within that vision, though, there must be a set of core values, a purpose, and then also goals. All four of these must align. Your goals must align with your purpose must align with your core values, and your core values must align with your vision. So envision the person you want to become and build your life around that person. We have to formulate habits like that person and act like that person even if we are not that person yet. We have to act like we have already became that person to get to being that person. The first step is recognizing that recognizing the rut for what it is, right? It's a signal, it's a sentence. It's really a wake-up call for your mind and body that something needs to change. And after you're able to recognize this, we then need to reframe it. We need to have a mindset shift. We talk a lot about mindset shifts because your mind is the most important aspect when it comes to personal growth. What you tell yourself is so crucial to becoming the best version of yourself. So when we're reframing the rut, the feeling of being stuck, you have to first recognize that you're stuck. And the next move is to change your mindset on that. There's a really good quote by Wayne Dyer. If you change the way you look at things, the things you look at change. And one of the most powerful mindset shifts is seeing the rut not as a failure, but as feedback. It's the universe's way of helping us learn, helping us grow as individuals. It helps us learn about ourselves, and it also helps us learn about the areas that we are lacking in. Here are some prompts that you may say that you can reframe. So instead of asking yourself, why am I stuck? Ask, what might this stuck feeling be trying to tell me? Instead of, I don't know what I'm doing, try, I'm in a transition and that is okay. I'm working through this. I will get through this. Instead of rushing to fix everything, start with just being curious about why this is happening. There's always a reason behind it. And trust me, I struggle with this. I'm always in a rush to fix everything that's going on in my life and the people's lives that are around me. Can't do that. We have to be curious first before we can fix something, before we can be problem solvers in our own lives. In this mental shift, it gives us power. It shifts us from a victim mentality of the circumstances to a student of your experience, to learning from past mistakes or learning from mistakes that you've made, learning from your weaknesses, learning from this feeling of being stuck in your life. And all of this circles back to reconnecting with our purpose. When we're in this feeling, 9 times out of 10, we've strayed the path of our purpose. We've strayed the path of the passions that we have. Because purpose isn't just, or purpose is more so about direction, right? And there's 3 questions that you can actually ask yourself to help you reconnect with your purpose. And this is kind of something that I tend to ask myself if I'm feeling this way, or maybe just if I'm having kind of an off day, I will ask myself these questions. So number 1 is, what gives me energy even when it's difficult? Number 2, what elevates me to become the best version of myself and help others along the way? Number 3, what activities make me lose track of time? So I'm going to circle back to number 1. What gives me energy even when it's difficult? Eating nutrient-dense foods and whole foods, eating that kind of diet. It gives me energy, but it's also extremely hard to be consistent with this. Number 2, what elevates me to become the best version of myself and help others along the way? Everything when it comes to fitness, strength training, running, fitness goals, anything of that sort. It makes me a better person, and I'm also able to help others around me that are maybe looking to enhance their fitness journey. Now, what activities make me lose track of time? spending time with the people that I love, and enjoying life. But these aren't journaling questions. This is like for your internal compass. This is for you to ask yourself on a daily basis or when you're feeling this way internally, not for you to necessarily write down and talk about in your journal. Purpose doesn't always hit like lightning. It often comes quietly through small wins, daily habits, and repetitive self-reflection. Purpose is super difficult to understand, and I always will believe that we truly never find our purpose because I think we will always continue to strive to want more. I think that's just how we are wired as humans. And like I've said, personally, I get a feeling of being stuck quite often. It tends to happen a lot with comparison because I struggle with it. Something that has really helped me navigate out of this is putting my faith in Jesus Christ. When I have that feeling, when I have the feeling of being stuck, I realize that I have faith that I am where I need to be because that is where God wants me to be. I also rely on action, immediate action. There is no better way than to take your mind off that feeling than immediate action. Go out and do something, run, go to the gym, go for a walk, etc., 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 and make a nutritious meal. Get out of your head and start taking action. That's always going to be the solution to getting past this feeling of being stuck. Speaking of small wins, daily habits, small steps forward propel us. You don't need a massive life overhaul to get out of a rut. You don't need a massive change. You just need to spark something that creates momentum. I have 5 small but powerful steps that can help you start moving again, that can help you start to get out of that feeling. Number 1 is move your body. Exercise increases dopamine, it increases serotonin, and it boosts your productivity. And even walks count. Walks in sunlight during the spring, summer, and fall are terrific for this, but exercise is always going to be the top factor. Number 2 is simplify your schedule and stick to the basic habits that are healthy for you. So cut out the distractions that really drain you. Stick to fitness, stick to eating nutrient-dense foods, stick to reading, journaling, stop binge watching TV, stop scrolling on social media, stop putting your energy places that drains it and that takes it away from you and that isn't good for you. So cut out those distractions. Number 3, create before you consume. So write, build, reflect, post before scrolling or watching anything. Be a producer, not a consumer. Number 4, serve others. Helping people reactivates your purpose. It helps you see the point of what you've been trying to accomplish. That's the true point is getting to help people achieve their goals and seeing them progress in their lives. Number 5, celebrate small wins. If you're having a bad day, even brushing your teeth is a win. And that's just the truth of it. Track your small wins. Make sure that you are giving yourself that grace and giving yourself kudos for having those small wins even on a bad day. It's easier said than done, but try your best to celebrate them. And these 5 are bricks that can rebuild your direction. Purpose doesn't come all at once. It's revealed in the moment. But as long as you're doing these 5 things when you're having that feeling, you will eventually come out of that rut. Everything is messy, and you have to find meaning in the mess. Let's be honest, we're not always going to have the answers that people want or that we want, and that's okay. But here's what I've learned, that clarity comes through action, not through overthinking. Staying still and waiting for purpose to hit will keep you stuck longer. It's not just going to come to you. You have to go out and find it. But when you start exploring, even with no guarantee, you give yourself a chance to rediscover what matters. And that is the true key. I found this quote. I have no idea who it's by. But he who has a why to live can bear almost any how. I would replay that. He who has a why to live can bear almost any how. Finding that purpose, finding that passion is crucial when it comes to getting out of that feeling and reconnecting with our purpose, finding our purpose in life. Because purpose is the only thing that can provide us peace. Purpose is the only thing that truly matters in life. You are here for a reason on this planet to find your purpose and fulfill that purpose. So don't wait around for it to come to you. Go out and find it. So learn to change your mindset in the midst of that, of feeling like you're stuck in a rut. Okay, take that away from today's episode, because you have to change that mindset as soon as you get that feeling. You have to start talking to yourself in a different way. Remember, a feeling of being lost or stuck is human nature. Everyone feels this way, most times more than once. I would say a lot of the times more than once. I feel this way quite often. Just because life is so unpredictable. Everyone feels this way. Don't feel like you're alone. Don't feel like you're the only person. And remember that there is a reason that you are feeling this way. You have to find out what that reason is. You have to figure out what you need to change, how you need to adapt to lessen that feeling, to get out of that feeling more effectively. There is a reason why. There is a why. Find it. Everyone at one point in their life feels stuck. I feel like it happens to me almost every single week, but that doesn't mean that we stop doing what needs to be done. If we have a clear vision, a firm set of values, and goals to match, we cannot waste time sitting around feeling like we are lost. We will not waste time. Your purpose is waiting for you. You just have to have the courage to go out and find it. Thank you everyone for tuning in to today's short episode. I hope this was helpful. I hope you got some things to take away when finding your purpose and getting out of this feeling of being stuck. Keep collecting tickets, and I will see everyone in the next episode.